Hi, my name is Sarvagya Soni. My pronouns are he and him, and I am currently working as an assistant manager at Varun Beverages and leading the trans inclusion project at Varun Beverages. It's been like 1 year and 3 months. So I knew about my identity back in 2012 when I was barely 12, 13 years old. And I got to know about it from, Google, and I read about that I am a girl, feels like a boy. And then after many articles and surfing through pages, I somehow landed onto one article where it said that there is a thing called sex change operation. And because I knew about my identity from such an early life, I started, I was like that I'm different from everybody and they would not understand me if I'll go and tell them.
Sarvagya comes from Chhapra, a small town in Rajasthan. This is 3 hours away from Kota, the coaching hub of India. His parents packed him off at a young age of 12 years to take coaching lessons. He did not disappoint. But before that, at school, he never felt comfortable in a girl's uniform. He stopped going to school. He had no friends. He felt that he did not belong to the girl gang, and even the boys shunned him, ridiculed him. All in all, not a happy childhood.
Then COVID happened, so I was at home and I got placed with one company. But then I wanted to tell them that, this is my identity. I don't want to be referred as she and her, I want to be referred as he and him. But I don't think so. They were sensitized enough to take that call up. So I left that job.
So it was a chain of one form of discrimination followed by another. Just the setting changed. School to workplace. Sarvagya changed one company after another. He was looking for a workplace that was free of prejudice, bias. His manager even told him he was not fit for the job.
He literally said to me on my face that, Sarvagya, you should leave IT. You're not doing good to IT as well while, whatever you do. At that point of time, my self-esteem was so low that I was literally blaming all over myself that, I left my previous job and I started self-harming.
Sarvagya is not the only one. This is Aryan from Bihar, who again had a bitter experience. He is currently working with DB Schenker and is happy here. But the same was not the case with the previous firm, which he quit soon enough.
मैं उनके वेयर हाउस में काम करता था, तो वहाँ क्या होता है 500-600 आदमी एक ही उसमें, तो उसमें अगर मैं बैठ जाऊँ तो मतलब उनका मेरा आइडेंटिटी कार्ड को लेके ये कहना कि ये तो लड़की है, ये वो फलाना। जब हम ज्वाइन हुए थे तो हमें बोला गया कि नहीं, वहाँ ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा जेंडर को लेके। हम पूरा
एनवायरनमेंट तो देखिए आप,
क्योंकि उन्होंने बोला कि हम सैनिटाइजेशन यहाँ मतलब करवा चुके हैं, लेकिन जब मैं गया तो वहाँ कुछ भी नहीं था।
9 out of 10 transgenders do not have the right to earn, according to an NHRC study in 2018. Almost all suffer social rejection, while 60% have never attended school, the study said. Discrimination from the very start. Prejudices, disgust, rebuke, taunts, bullying, harassment is all they have to face almost on daily basis. Many are not able to handle the pressure and leave studies. Some even get into drug abuse. Suicidal tendencies creep in. But all is not gloom and doom. Some firms are opening up doors to all communities. One such is the Lalit Suri Hospitality Group. Here's Akshay Tyagi, who heads Diversity, Equity, Inclusion at the group.
Currently, we are having the largest network of transgender persons working with us, which is over 200 transgender persons.
There are other firms like Tata Steel and Publicis Sapient that are helping them make this breakthrough. Here's Vishaka Datta, Senior Director, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, India and APAC, Publicis Sapient.
We would actually invite people from the trans community, and our heart was set into employing them and not just training and sending them back, frankly.
But what do these initiatives, these changes amount to in the face of the larger problem? Let's try and answer that in today's episode. It is Friday, 29th March. I'm Prachi Verma, your host on the Morning Brief. 2 days ahead of the International Transgender Day of Visibility, I delve into one shade of the LGBTQI spectrum, transgenders. Their journeys, struggles, and achievements. Their trajectory up the ladder in India Inc. There are close to 5 lakh transgender people in India, according to Census 2011, and only 38% of these are working. It takes courage to step out in a world where you're singled out in a crowd. It takes even more courage to step into the workplace. I speak with Sarvagya, who's currently working with Varun Beverages. He has finally found an amiable workplace, he tells me. But to reach here, it was not all that easy.
In my first job, I did not feel good at all because, like, even though I told my team that this is how the case is, they absolutely denied it, that we don't know, we are not aware. And I'm not talking about years back, I'm just talking about 2-3 years ago. And after my first job, I moved to some other job. There also, I did not feel like, I'm just there. So in my previous company, one thing that happened with me was that all the cisgender colleagues got the training about the topic. And when I asked that, I have joined recently, I would also need training because it was about a new software that they launched. Okay. And obviously, that wasn't in the syllabus of engineering. So it has to be on-job training. Okay. And I was working there as an intern only. So I had the right to get the access to training. But all the team members were like, we don't have time, we have resource crunch. So for 8 long months, I was just doing nothing. And I asked them multiple times that I am a BTech computer science graduate. I know these things what you're talking about, but I would need some resources to train me so that I can perform better. But then nothing as such happened.
Did you ever complain to your seniors about this?
When I used to complain, they used to blame it back on me that we have given you these YouTube links. Why aren't you reading them? Why aren't you going through these videos? You tell me, if I want to access a new software, how am I supposed to do it? By looking at 3 minutes, 4 minutes videos on YouTube. And I was expected to do demos. I was expected to make an application just by looking at those videos. So that's what happened, and that's when I decided that I can't be doing this. Okay. I will leave this. So I think inclusion is there, but so as tokenism.
It must have been very difficult for you to deal with this kind of discrimination at work, right?
Absolutely, and I did not realize it until I asked one of my peers that, did you get training? He was like, yes, we have been provided 2.5 months of training for the same thing. And what my that time my manager was, he was creating a lot of pressure on me. And he literally said to me on my face that, Sarvagya, you should leave. So at that point of time, my self-esteem was so low that I was literally blaming all over myself that, I left my previous job. And I started self-harming. I was literally on the verge where I could finish off this game. Because I realized that I will not do good in my life. I do not carry the potential as cisgender people carry. Because that is being fed on everyday basis that all other peers are working, why aren't you able to work?
How did you overcome these tendencies?
I was, at that point of time, I was very suicidal. So I had one best friend. And I'm glad that she was there. She took me to therapy and I started medication. And then that's how the suicidal tendencies went down. And then back then I simultaneously started performing on stage as well. So I did some storytelling shows and I was telling my story to the world. And when I realized that, when I go on stage, when people hear me out, they don't feel that I am not worthy enough.
So what happened next?
So when I joined Varun Beverages, at head office, I was the only trans person they hired. And obviously from my previous experiences, I was very scared that what will happen, will they accept or not? Every company seems to be accepting at first, but obviously as a trans person, I had my things to be worried about. Then when I joined there and never for once I felt like that, people are looking at me with a different lens. They are trying to figure out, what kind of person I am. So these things fortunately did not happen with me, and I was the lucky one. And I always wanted to, get my surgery done. That also happened.
So now you're in a position to give back to your community.
So currently I lead a trans inclusion project at Varun Beverages, where we have hired trans people at 3 R manufacturing units. Some of them are experienced, some of them are at entry level. Getting leadership positions filled from trans community is also again a challenge. Finding right kind of talent is again a challenge, because ours is a manufacturing company and we have more technical roles which require certain kind of education, and knowing that trans people sometimes do not get how will you find BTech mechanical electrical? I'm not saying that they don't exist, they are, but lesser in number.
There seems a willingness among companies to hire transgender persons. Companies, leaders looking at embracing this change are laying down measures to be more inclusive. Even society is now more receptive, but there is a long way to go.
Absolutely, there is more to be done. And when it comes to do I have regrets? Yes, I do have certain regrets that I am socially accepted. You know, my identity is socially accepted, but even my parents don't get it. When it comes to my immediate family, they don't get it. So maybe sometimes I feel like that I wish our society would not have been that judgmental, because like my parents always says that we are okay with whatever you are, but I don't like we are not okay with what other people think of what you are. I'm like, what they think, I'm exactly that. So, and as a society, even with corporates, there is a absolutely very long way to go. Inclusion doesn't come over just 1 year, maybe overnight. It doesn't come like that. You continuously have to talk about it until people normalize it. I think that's the only way to go.
Aryan Chaudhary was born a woman. He grew up with conservative grandparents in a town in Bihar. He only got curious about his identity when he fell in love with a woman. Aryan moved to Delhi when he was 18 and started researching about gender, sexual identities. It was then he came in touch with Tweet Foundation, a non-profit organization that empowers transgender individuals. Just like Sarvagya and Ridyansh, I met Aryan at the Trans Employment Mela 2024 organized by Tweet Foundation in Harmony along with Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment and National Institute of Social Defense.
जब मैं आया था तो मेरे पास ना रहने का था कुछ भी ना खाने का, तो उन्होंने मतलब कि एक तरह से बहुत कुछ हेल्प किया है। जैसे कि रहने का वहाँ कोई लिमिट नहीं है कि आप कितने दिन तक रह सकते हो, हर 3 महीने पे मतलब रिन्यू हो जाता है कि आप उसको कर सकते हो। तो पहले तो यही था। उसके बाद इन्होंने स्किल्स डेवलपमेंट बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम करवाए जी। उस जैसे कंप्यूटर हो गया, एक्सेल, MS जो भी है सारा कुछ। उसके बाद फिर इन्होंने मतलब बहुत सारे ऐसे लोगों से मिलवाया जो जॉब कर रहे हैं या जॉब मतलब देना चाह रहे हैं या कुछ भी ऐसा है।
कंपनीज बोलते हैं तो ऊपर के लोग हैं, बीच के लोग हैं और एंट्री लेवल के लोग हैं, और ज्यादातर जैसे एंट्री लेवल में ज्यादा वो प्रॉब्लम्स आती है। तो
नहीं, मैं बोलना चाहूँगा इस मामले में अगर कंपनी जो बोल के ट्रांस को हायर कर रही है कम से कम वो तो प्रॉमिस करे, मतलब प्रॉमिस को आगे बढ़ाए। मतलब जब हम ज्वाइन हुए थे तो हमें बोला गया कि नहीं वहाँ ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा जेंडर को लेके।
मतलब
हम पूरा
एनवायरनमेंट तो नहीं कि आप
क्योंकि उन्होंने बोला कि हम सैनिटाइजेशन यहाँ मतलब करवा चुके हैं, लेकिन जब मैं गया तो वहाँ कुछ भी नहीं था।
अच्छा, सेंसिटाइजेशन
कुछ नहीं था
क्योंकि वो लोग इस तरह से बिहेव कर रहे थे। ओके।
In 2 years, Aryan has changed 4 jobs. He's currently working with a global logistics firm, DB Schenker, but for a transgender, there are way more difficult choices than the employers. Often, it is a choice between family and identity.
कहते हैं ना कि आपके पास 2 पेजेस हैं। मेरे फ्रेंड ने कहा था कि एक पेज एकदम खाली है और एक पे आपने लिख लिया है, पूरा एकदम भर लिया है। तो अब आपके पास चॉइस है कि आप वो पेज चुनते हो या भरा हुआ पेज चुनते हो। तो यही।
For the employer, empowerment begins with awareness. And that is the top priority for Vishakha Datta, Senior Director, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion for India and APAC at Publicis Sapient. Publicis Sapient is exploring multiple roles for hiring transgender persons.
It's my understanding, because of my own experiences with the community, that the trans community is amongst the most marginalized. In fact, the trans community and the gender fluid, gender non-binary community is amongst the most marginalized even within the LGBTQ community. Sure. So when we started doing thorough sensitization and large spread sensitization, we would actually invite people from the trans community through our grassroots level alliances like Solidarity Foundation, Periphery, Tweet Foundation and more, and ensure that not only do trans people have an interaction with my colleagues, but my colleagues are able to have some experience of an interaction like they have on a day-to-day basis with any other colleague. It's almost unthinkable for a lot of people. There would be no recognition or understanding of the fact that a lot of people are forced to do what they're doing today, which is to be at a traffic signal or which is to do sex work, because nobody employs them. Because once you understand that, you start tending to have a certain responsibility towards this situation. Then with these efforts, we started actually attracting applications from the LGBTQ community.
How did you go about this?
So we looked for positions. We ensured that there were different teams and specially sensitized leaders with whom they were placed. And in that, we started observing that we were not attracting enough trans people. And this is possibly because they would never make the skill cut, even a basic skill cut for a consulting company like us. So we thought we need to do something more to bring them to make that cut for the organization, like a training to these people. And our heart was set into employing them and not just training and sending them back, frankly. So most of our interns have actually done more than a year, funded by the organization to just learn. And once they finished about a year, we started seeing that the teams were seeing value in having them in.
And what roles and positions did you hire them for?
So they have gone into HR operations. They've gone into learning and talent development operations, which is very front face because you're dealing with trainers, you're dealing with facilitation, the entire operations. They have gone into what we call agile program management. And we've found people from every background.
Some companies have robust hiring policies in place for transgender employees. Here is Shiv Shankar, head HR business partner at Tata Steel, at the same job fair where you heard the other voices.
So we are already in the process of hiring.
Okay.
We have concluded one hiring process of transgender HEMM operators.
Okay.
So HEMM is heavy earth moving machinery. So this is second batch of HEMM operator at West Vocal.
How many did you hire?
So we are planning to hire 15. The first batch was of 14. So this time we have hired 15. So the first batch at this location was in 2021. Other locations have hired, so in totality we have around 100 plus.
Acha. And where do you go to hire trans people? Like where do you...
So this started in 2021. That time it was a pan-India advertisement in newspaper. We got a pool of resume. Then after that we have 2-3 sources. First, the employee who are there.
Right.
So that is first source to communicate. We advertise outside, they communicate through their channel to their known people that there is an advertisement. Second is that we have also tie up with InHarmony
Okay.
to source resume, which they are doing. And otherwise also we have our consultant who are sourcing profile for this.
Okay.
So this is for a targeted position which we advertise. In general, we have recently concluded this sourcing of profile in which around 10,000 profiles we have sourced in from the LGBTQ community.
Okay.
Now the scrutiny of those profiles are being done, and the basis their qualification, experience, and the opening coming in.
Right.
These profiles will be sent to the department for evaluation, and they will compete and they will come into the system.
So, what is the organization doing in terms of making the work environment friendly for the trans people? Is there any steps that you've taken?
So most important thing is sensitization and awareness.
Okay.
We are doing it on a recurring basis,
Sure.
so that it should be ensured all the time. Second portion is about the readiness of infrastructure. So just I would like to give you an example. We are planning for a small colony in West Bokaro. So now it is by design, it is there wherever we are providing infrastructure, amenities, washroom. So it is in the, you can say, in the DNA of the design team that they are providing for all 3 or
the
4
layout.
categories in the layout itself. So it is not that we have to create and then we will take the people in those areas.
But in the existing ones, you would be...
Yes. So in existing ones we have planned. So first thing where all we have people, so it is there. Now we are taking it as a plan that in this financial year all areas should be ready for PWD as well as transgender
All
employment.
areas meaning all plants?
All plants and all departments.
When you say infrastructure, it would be ramps for PWD.
Ramps for PWD.
On washroom.
Washroom also for PWD and TG people. So like we have places where very frequent visit of transgender people may happen, like union office and some offices. So we are providing the washroom facility in those facilities also, community centers, which is in the employee residential area. So all that thing is being done.
Anything else that you're doing for trans people? Any other initiatives?
So that is part of the medical, you can say, thing. So first thing is that once they become employee, they are entitled for all medical benefits. And as per the treatment and therapy, they are required to go through some treatment and hormone injection and all that. So that we are providing. So we are scheduling that people, they have provided a schedule from the doctors, and we are ensuring that they should reach Jamshedpur, consult the doctor, and then they come back with after the medication.
Okay. And also the gender reaffirmation surgery.
Yes, that surgery part is also there.
I now turn to Akshay Tyagi, Head Diversity, Equity and Inclusion at the Lalit Suri Hospitality Group.
We have ensured that before, even if it was decriminalized in the country, we had same-sex partners insurance, we had gender affirmation surgery insurance in the company.
Since when? Which
2016.
Okay.
We have had tough conversations, and the conversations were clearly on the premise of us having queer team members within our team, basis which we told the insurance providers that look at our team members, and in any way I am letting one person being deprived of the facilities that the organization is claiming to be providing to its team members, then I'm not doing the right things.
How many transgender employees do you have in all in the group?
Currently, we are having the largest network of transgender persons working with us, which is over 200 transgender persons. They're in various roles: people in front office, people in housekeeping, people even in reservations, people in diversity, equity and inclusion team, people in marketing team, people in sales team, and there are people at across levels and across positions in the organization.
What level one has reached?
The head of RKTSU platform, one of the trans women, is leading that vertical. In fact, my diversity, equity and inclusion team also has managers. We have assistant manager in revenue roles as well. So yes, people across levels are claiming their position. One of the beautiful thing is that out of these 200 people, a lot of them had no hospitality education, had no understanding of hospitality, and we trained them over the years to claim their position.
Akshay told me that Lalit Group is the only hotel chain that has diversity and inclusion as a department outside of HR. It regularly collaborates with non-profits such as EY Foundation and Tweet Foundation. It just hired 15 full-time employees. This February, the government formed India's first equal opportunities policies for the transgender community, a step forward. This policy prohibits disclosure of gender identity of a transgender without consent. Further, the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has also suggested to create an environment free from discrimination, harassment, and bias at the workplace. These are some remarkable steps taken by the government. But others too have to put in their bit. It will take some years for companies, society, people at large to embrace the marginalized effortlessly. Diversity is good, not only for the companies, economy, but for the society as well. Conscious efforts, sincere steps, collaboration, empathy, continuous work are some steps that all of us need to take. This is a journey not only for the transgender persons, but for all. Some companies are ahead of the curve, others are watching closely. An open mind can and will help break the bias, undo the prejudice, give equal opportunities, if not more, and the tides will turn. That's all we have for today. You've been listening to The Morning Brief, and I'm your host, Prachi Verma. This episode was produced by Vinay Joshi, sound editor Indraneel Bhattacharjee, executive producers Anirban Chaudhary and Arijit Burman. The Morning Brief drops every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Do tune in to ET Play for all audio content, including The Morning Brief. You can listen to our podcast on all major podcast streaming platforms. Thank you for listening and have a nice weekend ahead. All external sound clips used in this episode belong to the respective owners. Credits are mentioned in the description.